The activity of an enzyme is also sensitive. So this is the enzyme. So this enzyme activity is also sensitive to the presence of specific chemicals, to the presence of specific chemicals that bind to the enzyme. See, this is the activity of enzyme also sensitive. This is the enzyme. This is the active site. Yesterday we have seen. So the active site, the activity of the enzyme is also sensitive to the presence of specific chemicals that bind to the enzyme. Here, some conditions to the enzyme, chemicals there is a chances to bind. This is the chemical. This is substrate. Sometimes what happened here, the activity of enzyme is also sensitive to the presence of specific chemicals. So to these chemicals, this enzyme is highly sensitive. So when the binding of the chemicals, when generally substrate is binds to the enzyme, but some conditions chemicals are, when the binding of the chemical, when the binding of the chemical to the enzyme automatically, so when the binding of the chemicals, those chemicals shuts off the enzyme activity. When this is the chemical, when this chemical is bind to the enzyme, at that time this specific chemical shuts off this enzyme activity. So the process is called inhibition. So when chemical is binds, this is the chemical binds to the enzyme, so then the enzyme activity is decreased. This process is called inhibition. See here, this process is called inhibition. So this particular chemical is called inhibitor. This particular chemical is called inhibitor. You might have understand. Okay, the enzyme activity, the activity of enzyme is sensitive to the presence of specific chemicals. So to the presence of specific chemicals that bind to the enzyme. When the binding of chemicals, when the chemicals are binded to the enzymes, this chemical is stop the action of the enzyme. So this chemical is stops the action of enzyme. This process is called inhibition. This process is called inhibition, and this particular chemical is called inhibitor. Okay, that's all. Next, when the inhibitor closely resembles, see here, this is enzyme. When the inhibitor, this is the inhibitor. When the inhibitor, this is the chemical. When the inhibitor means what in our discussion? Chemical. When the inhibitor, here already, chemical is called inhibitor. That means when the inhibitor closely resembles the substrate, see, it is a substrate. It is a substrate. When the chemical is closely resembles the substrate in its molecular structure, so the chemical is the inhibitor. The chemical is resembles the substrate in its molecular structure. Then what happened? So this chemical inhibits the activity of the enzyme. Why? Chemical and substrate both are looks like similar. At that conditions, so substrate, this chemical is compete with substrate to bind with the enzyme. So at that moment, the chemical is binds to the enzyme. When this chemical is binds to the enzyme, so the activity of the enzyme is inhibits. That will see when the inhibitor closely resembles the substrate in its molecular structure and inhibits the activity of the enzyme. This chemical stops the activity of the enzyme. So such inhibitors, so such kind of chemicals. Inhibitor means what chemical only? This chemical is called competitive inhibitor. Competitive inhibitor. Why it is called competitive inhibitor? So its structure is resembles to the substrate. In such cases, it stops the substrate to bind with the enzymes, and chemical binds with the enzymes and inhibits, stops the activity of the enzyme function. Such type of chemicals are called competitive inhibitors. This chemical is compete with the substrate to bind with the enzymes. Okay, so it competes with the substrates and stop the binding of substrate with the enzymes. And instead of that, this chemical is binds with the enzyme. This chemical is binds with the enzyme. See here, this is enzyme. So the chemical closely comes and binds with the enzymes. When this chemical binds with the enzyme, automatically this action is stopped. Such kind of inhibitors are called competitive inhibitor. So due to its here it means this chemical inhibitor. Due to inhibitor close structural similarity with the substrate. See here, this is called inhibitor. Inhibitor. It is called inhibitor. Due to its close similarity with the substrate, it is called substrate. This inhibitor is closely resembles the substrate. See, due to its means inhibitor close structural similarity with substrate, the inhibitor competes. This inhibitor competes with the substrate for the substrate binding site of the enzyme. This inhibitor competes with the substrate. So this is substrate stops binding with the enzymes. So instead of substrate binding, inhibitor binds with the enzyme. Okay, that's all. In such cases, what happened here? Consequently, the substrate cannot bind. So the substrate, see here, it is chemical inhibitor, it is substrate. So both are structurally resembles with each other. At that condition, so both are compete for the binding with the enzymes. In such cases, it will take the inhibitor will take more upper hand than substrate. Then automatically this is called inhibitor. This inhibitor binds with enzyme. Substrate cannot bind with the enzyme. So see here, consequently, the substrate cannot bind. As a result, the enzyme action declines. So if chemical is binds with this, enzyme activity is decreased. If substrate is binds, so both will be reacted. But this inhibitor is reacting with the substrate and stops the substrate binding and binding with the enzyme. So then what happens if this chemical is binds with the enzyme? So the enzyme action is declines. The enzyme action is declines. See that. For example, one example given here. The example, inhibition of succinic dehydrogenase enzyme. See, inhibition of succinic dehydrogenase enzyme. This is the enzyme. This enzyme name here mentioned, succinic dehydrogenase. This is the enzyme. The inhibition of this enzyme activity by inhibitor or chemical, that is called malonate. This is called malonate inhibitor, which is closely resembles the substrate. Here substrate, this is the substrate. The substrate name is succinate. Okay, so this inhibitor malonate closely resembles the substrate succinate. In such cases, substrate is not binds with the enzyme. Instead of succinate bind with the enzyme, malonate is binds with the enzymes. Such type of competitive inhibitors are often used in control of bacterial pathogens. Okay, ma? So that's that. So here, this is succinic dehydrogenase, malonate, succinate. About this, you will learn more and more information about chapter 14. 14th chapter you will learn. Okay, ma? That's all. This is called concentration of substrate. So here, one theme you have to remember. According to the increasing the substrate concentration, velocity of the enzymatic reaction is reaches maximum. After that, substrate concentration is increased also. Enzymatic reaction is not increased because enzyme molecules are few, substrate concentration is more. According to increasing the substrate concentration, enzyme molecules does not increase. Okay, that is here. Chemicals are called inhibitors. Chemicals stops the enzyme activity. That process is called inhibition. Okay, that's all. These are also, if the concentration of the substrate is raised, enzymatic activity also not raised. In such a way, concentration of the substrates also stop the enzymatic activity. So these three factors affect the enzymatic activity. Okay, so this is the explanation about the These three factors that affect the enzymatic activity. Next topic, classification and nomenclature. Classification and nomenclature. So according to the International Union of Biochemistry, according to the International Union of Biochemistry, International Union of Biochemistry, systemic nomenclature has been adopted. Okay, systematic nomenclature has been adopted. According to that, so the enzymes are classified. Here, thousands of enzymes have been discovered. Those are separated and investigated on them. So mainly here, enzymes are divided into 6 classes, each with 4 to 13 subclasses, and named accordingly by 4-digit number. Okay, see here, 4-digit number means what? So depends upon 4 carbon compounds, 5 carbon compounds, 6 carbon compounds. In such a way, enzymes are divided into 6 classes. Each class contains with 4 to 13 subclasses also. Those subclasses in our syllabus they did not give. Very few they have given. So those few enzymes only we will discuss in this class. See here. The first enzyme, oxidoreductases. First enzyme name is oxidoreductases. See, this is oxidoreductases. It is also called dehydrogenases. Enzymes, these are the enzymes which catalyze. Catalyze means increases the reactions. Catalyze oxidoreduction between two substrates. That is substrate and substrate. Oxidoreductases, it is also called dehydrogenase enzyme. This enzyme speed up the oxidation and reduction process. Oxidation means already know that removing electrons. Reduction means adding electrons. You know very well about this. So this enzyme increases removing of electrons and increases adding of electrons between substrates and substrates. See here, substrate is reduced, adding electrons. Here another substrate is removing electrons. At that time, what happens? These places are changed. So S is oxidized and another substrate is reduced. Okay. So this entire process depends upon these two enzymes, oxidoreductases enzymes. Next, in transferases here. Enzymes catalyzing speed up the transfer of a group G other than hydrogen. Okay, here this transferases speed up the transfer of group from one substance to another substance between a pair of substrate to another substrate. For example, SG, it is one group. So this G is removed from the substrate and added with another substrate. Then two substrates are formed. The G is separated. Here it is a textbook example. Actually, rather than this, here one more example we will see that. So see glucose. Here glucose combined with ATP in presence of ATP. It is converted into glucose 6-phosphate. Okay. So here 6 carbon atom of glucose it is. Glucose 6. This glucose is converted into glucose 6-phosphate. How? Here 3 phosphate molecules are present. Out of 3 phosphate molecules, 1 phosphate is added to this. Then this is converted into glucose 6-phosphate. Then here how many ATP? two ADP atoms are remaining. Then it becomes ADP. So this entire process depends upon enzyme. That enzyme is called transferases. So rather than here textbook example, this is same only. It is S, it is G. Here one more S substrate. Okay, so it is G ATP. From this place, it is attached to this. G is separately attached. These S are formed. Rather than that, what I said, that example is best. You better write glucose. Here 6 carbon atoms are present. Plus it is reacted with ATP. Then it turned to be glucose 6 phosphate. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. From 3 phosphates, 1 phosphate is attached to the glucose. Then it becomes glucose 6 phosphate. Remaining here, how many ATP remaining? 2. Then it becomes ADP. This entire reaction is catalyzed. Catalyzed means increased. Speed up the reaction by transferases. Next, hydrolysis. Another enzyme, hydrolysis. See here, enzymes speed up the catalyzing means activate the hydrolysis of ester, ether, peptide, glycosidic bond in between carbon atoms. C halide, carbon halide are PN bonds. These are all the bonds are hydrolyzed and converted into another compound. Okay, see here that this entire process is stimulated by hydrolysis. See sucrose. So in presence of sucrases enzyme, sucrases enzyme is also called hydrolysis enzyme. In presence of sucrases enzyme, this sucrose is split and converted into glucose and fructose. In the sucrose, glucose and fructose both are present. So in presence of sucrases, that is called hydrolysis enzyme, this sucrose is dissociates, hydrolyzed and forms glucose and fructose. Okay, that's all. That is one example of the hydrolysis. Next, lyases. Another enzyme, lyases. See here, enzymes that catalyze the removal of group from one substrate by mechanisms other than hydrolysis, leaving double bonds. See, lyases enzyme. What it can perform? So, see here, carbon. Above, what was there? X, Y. Actually, here X, Y needed to be there, but in the system on above, see how to type. It is not possible in this system. That's why I have kept. While you are studying, you have to write on top of the C, both the C, X, Y you have to write. So the enzyme that catalyzes removal of group from substrate. See, so this substrate, it is substrate. From this substrate, XY is removed and it forms as a separate reactant. Then carbon single bond C is separated. Okay, that is it. This entire reaction is stimulated by lyases, the enzyme that catalyzes removal of groups from substrate. See, XY is removed from the substrate by mechanisms other than hydrolysis. In this case, hydrolysis process does not take place. So leaving the double bonds as usually. Okay, so leaving the double bonds. Here also double bond will be there. Here double bond will be there. Okay, so XY. So from the substrate, these groups are removed and converted as a reactant. Then actually, when it is removed, automatically this in between these two carbons, double bond will be formed. This entire reaction is stimulated by lyases. Next, isomerases includes all enzymes catalyzing interconversion of molecular structures to form isomers. Interconversion of molecular structures to form isomerases. Here, actually in textbook they did not give any example. That example here I will say that glucose 6 phosphate. See, glucose 6 phosphate. Glucose 6-phosphate is converted into fructose, fructose 6-phosphate, fructose 6-phosphate in presence of isomerase enzyme. Isomerase enzyme. Okay, see here includes all enzymes. Isomerases. In this one, there are other enzymes also involved. That is, those enzymes catalyzing interconversion of molecular structures to form isomers. Interconversion of molecular structures to form isomers means what? Glucose is converted into fructose. That only, that is called interconversion. Glucose formula, fructose formula, both are same only. This is called interconversion of molecular structures, interconversion of molecular structures to form isomers. Okay, that's all. This is also called interconversion of optical, geometric or positional isomers. So like this way, glucose 6-phosphate is converted into fructose 6-phosphate. This is called interconversion of optical, geometric or also positional isomers. So positions are changed. Glucose position is converted into fructose. So for this, we will show another example also. That example no need, leave it. Okay, isomerases. Next, ligases. Ligase enzyme catalyzing the linkage together of two compounds. The enzyme ligase, for example, in our body, this is DNA. This is DNA. Suddenly, this DNA is cut up to this much. The DNA was this is the DNA. This is the DNA. The DNA is cut up to this much. DNA was cut. So if this DNA is cut, the cut DNA is again ligase. Ligase means binding with the help of enzyme. That is called ligases enzyme. Ligases enzyme. This is also called binding enzymes. See here, linking together of two compounds. Accidentally, whenever in our body any DNA are cut off, at that conditions in our body, immediately ligases enzyme releases. That ligases enzyme binds two compounds together. Okay, that is called ligase enzyme. See here, so enzymes catalyzing the linking together of two compounds. For example, enzymes which catalyze the joining of here CO. Okay, so these two are combined together by ligase enzyme. CS, these two are combined by ligase enzyme. CN, these two are combined by ligase enzyme. PO are combined by ligase enzyme, etc. bonds. Some bonds also helps to bind with the help of DNA ligases. Those bonds, how will bind with the help of ligases? That is what you will learn in chemistry book, chemistry subject. Okay, ma? That's all. This is the enzymes and their classification. Actually, here very few given. A much information with detailed you will learn in chemistry in second piece. Again, this topic is repeated. In these biomolecules, whatever the topics you studied, again, these are all those topics you have to study in second PUC with the detailed IUPAC structures. Okay, ma? That's all. Next topic, cofactors, enzyme and subparts. See here, each enzyme is made up of one or more polypeptide chains. See here, each enzyme, this is the enzyme. This is the enzyme. Each enzyme is made up of one or many polypeptide chains. See, it is already knowing part only. Many polypeptide chains common will be there. How polypeptide bonds are formed, that is already we have seen. Hence, all enzymes are said to be proteinaceous in nature. So this is the huge enzyme. In this one, number of amino acids. So those are all the amino acids together forms a protein structure. So some proteins act as enzymes, some proteins act as a hormone. In this is the enzyme. This is the enzyme made up of a number of polypeptide chains. Hence, all enzymes are called proteinaceous. Proteinaceous in nature. Okay, that's all. Next, however, there are some enzymes that need not need a non-protein component. Some enzymes, this is the enzyme. Some enzymes that need a non-protein component. Non-protein component. This is the enzyme. In this, in every enzyme, some non-protein component is present. This non-protein component is called cofactor. Cofactor. This non-component factor is called cofactor. This cofactor is bound to the enzyme. This is called enzyme. To make the enzyme catalytically active. So every enzyme should have non-protein part. That non-protein part of the enzyme is called cofactor. That cofactor is bound to the enzyme to make the total enzyme catalytically active. Catalysis. Already yesterday I said that. If you did not write, no problem. Now you write. Catalysis is a process that increases a chemical reaction. The process of increasing the chemical reaction is called catalysis. To make the reactions faster, enzymes requires cofactor. If the cofactor is not there, see, this is called cofactor, I said. This is called cofactor, I said. This is called cofactor. This cofactor is not there. For example, if this cofactor is not there, this is the cofactor. If this cofactor is not there, means this enzyme is not catalytically active, inactive. It does not speed up the reactions. Okay. So to make the enzyme catalytically active, every enzyme must and should contain cofactor. So protein portion of the enzyme. So this is the protein portion. This is a non-protein portion. Non-protein portion. Protein portion of the enzyme is called apoenzyme. This is the protein portion. Protein portion of the enzyme is called, this is the protein portion. This protein portion of the enzyme is called apoenzyme. It is called non-protein portion. Non-protein portion is called cofactor. Non-protein portion is called cofactor. Okay. Bound to the enzyme to make the enzyme catalytically active. Protein portion of the enzyme is called apoenzyme, and non-protein portion of the enzyme is called cofactor. So this is the cofactor. This cofactor consists of, the cofactors are of three types. One is prosthetic group, another one is coenzyme, another one is inorganic metal ions. Okay, so the first one is prosthetic group. Okay, ma. So enzyme consists of two parts. In that, protein portion is called apoenzyme. Non-protein portion is called cofactor. If you remember these 2 points enough. Enzyme, every enzyme is proteinaceous in nature. Enzymes are consist of, every enzyme in protein is, every enzyme is in protein. In nature, every enzymes are protein substances. Okay, so the enzyme consists of two parts, apoenzyme and protein portion and non-protein portion. Protein portion is called apoenzyme. Non-protein portion is called cofactor. Cofactor consists of 3 points: prosthetic group, coenzyme, and inorganic metal ions. First of all, let us see prosthetic group. See, so in this portion is called prosthetic group. This portion is called coenzyme portion. This portion is called inorganic metal ion portion. First of all, let us see prosthetic group. These are the organic compounds. Actually, prosthetic groups are organic compounds that are distinguished from other factors. Prosthetic group is an organic group that is differentiated from other factors because they are tightly bonded to the apoenzyme. So this is the prosthetic group. This prosthetic group is tightly attached to the apoenzyme. For example, an enzyme peroxidase and catalase, these two enzymes speed up the breaking down of the hydrogen peroxide to water and oxygen. Speed up the breaking down of the hydrogen peroxide to water and oxygen. See here, what is that? Peroxidase. Here actually I should write peroxidase, and catalase. These two enzymes break down the H2O2. This is called peroxide, hydrogen peroxide. So these two enzymes break down the hydrogen peroxide and forms water molecule and oxygen molecule. Okay, so heme in hemoglobin, heme is a prosthetic group. Heme is a organ